up and I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. So Karen, if you're here, the cookbook, I'll be back. Gosh, I set this heater again. Yeah, I've had the heat on. It's not kicking on. It's not staying set. How's he doing? Hi, baby. Hi, I love you. I'm so worried about you. Yeah, Grandpa's. Oh my God, Grandpa was so worried about him all freaking night last night. I was worried about him. It's cold in here. I got the heater set. Oh, gotta save me a bunch of kids though. Okay. I'm gonna mess with that heater again. I think it might be that stupid time. I set the time one day on accident, on and off or whatever. I think it's on auto. This is saying it's a 71, so no, 62. Yeah, it went back down. I'll have to have Deb look at it. She'll understand more because she's the man of the household. Good to see he's doing good. Cold in here. Anyway. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood, a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Would you be mine? Won't you be mine? Could you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. I like to put on my old suit. Because the last video, there'll probably be nobody here except for the faithful, the good people. Thank goodness. I'd rather go to Facebook. I got to share on Facebook for the heck of it. We'll fix this. Yeah, I didn't do the massive header. So anyway, Ace Wolf Peach. I tried to look up Ace Wolf Peach. That was the one that actually said they went through my medical records in Utah. So that person actually has access to supposedly that. So I looked them up. They don't exist. They don't exist. Trolls, you won't be read. If your comment is trolling, I will not read your comment. You're wasting your time. We're going to talk about alien. The alien's what it's about. So let's get into the famous abduction tales. I'm going to tell you about my stories that I've had with my encounters with flying saucers, UFOs, and aliens on the ground. I did watch the Travis Walton video last night. It's free on YouTube. And one thing about Travis Walton video, you'll find out is they're not lying. There was 6 men that took the tests. Okay, Karen, we're going to have a real Facebook type style video where we don't read the comments. We're going to do our thing. Hi, Jose. Josie, Josey. I'm sending my daughter. So we're going to go for that. We're not going to go for the trolls. I mean, we had a ton of people. It was like thousands of people viewed the show. I erased it. I banned 3 or 4 more, but we're not going to talk about the comments because it's just ridiculous. We can't deal with these Satanist Luciferians. It's not worth it. So, but remember, we're in big boy territory now, not like Facebook. These are some really demonic entities, absolutely demonic entities. And that's why when I came to YouTube, all of you that we're on Facebook together, this is a step into the realm of people that are in the worst parts of the world that are literally Satanists that believe they're anti-Christ, they're against Christ, they don't believe in Jesus, nor would they. And that's why they come out with, oh, look, it's Jesus. Oh, it's just the same people. So it's about us, it's about the fellowship. We're going to stick with that. Hey, good to see you. Okay, so the Travis Walton abduction. Now, the 6 people that were involved in that 1975, it was a year after I was born. I watched the entire show. It's free on YouTube. It's to do with the abduction that happened in Arizona, and they were dropped. He was found in Heber City, Utah. He called his brother from payphone. When I listened to the show, the documentary, I started to have some bad PTSD for myself about this. It woke up a part of me again. I can be as tough as I want to be, and I can act like I am until it comes back again. Then I'm back into that They're all going to laugh at you. You're ruining your reputation. These guys that were part of that abduction down there in Arizona, they had to deal with their town turning on them. Very Mormon town, very judgmental. Couldn't get work. They were known as the liars that said they abducted their friend and their friend was hiding somewhere. But it turned out to be that after investigations into the actual handling of this Travis Walton disappearance in 1975, that the man in charge of debunking it was actually paid for by the United States government. He had ties to the U.S. government. His deal was to go out and break down UFO sightings that way that they couldn't be validated. So it's a pretty interesting thing to actually watch a documentary about how nefarious your government was about covering up UFOs and alien life. And now a lot of those guys were saying they'll never say it in our lifetime. Well, Senator Kennedy came out and said lock your doors because there at any time there's hundreds of unidentified flying objects that are not human inside of our airspaces. Like with Travis Walton, I dealt with the thing. I had a armed standoff with the same UFO that he explained, round top. It was a metallic gold silver flying saucer, and I had it in my scope. It came to, okay, well, we'll probably start from the very beginning, but I'll just give you that tidbit of information. 1989, 10 miles south of Heber in a place called Wallsburg. That's where Travis Walton was dropped off, was in Wallsburg, Utah, 1975. Yeah, we're not gonna deal with any of that. Moderators, if you can get on there and just kick these guys, get them out of here. Right on. Welcome. Yeah, these guys are crazy. So we're not going to get sucked into it again. This is what they do. These people that are commenting, trolls that are commenting here, will never do anything exceptional in their life. They live with, this dark reality of what their governments have turned their lives into, instead of being in the mountains, in the hills, being a part of the land, a part of God, the Savior Yeshua. They've turned to Luciferianism because they're eating reboiled chicken and still saying the government is great or social media is great and stuff like that. Really, really monstrosity of decay of society where these people come from. Inner city U.S. is just exactly the same as some of these countries. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think about that. Yep. So anyway, Travis Walton was abducted, and he was called a liar. All the men that were on the logging crew was called liars. They were treated like garbage. Um, their own family, friends turned on him. The one kid was talking about how his mother. See, the these guys are all the same. They're all the same monsters. These guys like WWF. Yesterday was Willie Nelson. Today, and it was a Duramax or sports car or Camaro or whatever. Now it's WWE wrestling guys. So these guys are they're all in it together. Little groups of little minion garbage pail kids in Japan like that. This guy Ace Wolf Peach is Japanese. Does cat videos. Hacked U.S. systems supposedly to find out about my death experience in October 7th, 2006. Searching Utah records. The guy was a hacker, more than likely, but he was from Japan. He does cat videos. Yeah. Let's see. Why even engage? Yeah, I'm just trying to get him. All I'm doing is just yeah. I'm not going to engage with him much. I'll just ban him when I see the comment. I'm going to shut him up or ban him, and but hopefully get the ban up to about 1,000 people banned. That would be a mark for me, a good place to be. But the Travis Walton they call it was Travis Walton is his name. Really great story. I'm telling you, go to YouTube. It's for free. Fantastic. Here's two. This comes from Space Out Classroom. We could go to that. Space Out Classroom. Or we could go to actually read about it on MC. I don't know, Manamines UFO Festival. That's kind of a goofy one, but we kicked its ass in Walsburg. Two quarter blood native kids. Both our mothers were half breeds. Walsburg, Utah, just next to Heber. The town Walsburg Deer Creek Reservoir. My great grandpa actually built that reservoir. Had the island boat camp. His name's Henry Street. He built it. We had it for most of our lives until I kicked out when I was 12. And it was right there at Walsburg, Utah, and here's Heber City. They're just around Deer Creek. Walsburg, Utah is actually midway through Deer Creek Reservoir, and Heber City's around the corner. We kicked its ass. We had an armed standoff with it. With the same flying saucer. We won. So the great big nothings that attacked Travis Walton and his group, that they're nobodies. These are the one guy they proved was the sent out to debunk this by the United States military. He had ties back to the U.S. military, and he was the one that was so aggressive, trying to do the lie detector test. These kids all passed it. When this thing came about, good job, Mike. Thanks. They went after him just the same way. And actually, some of them turned on the kid that ran towards UFO, the flying saucer, and it actually picked him up and took him. They blame him for getting out of the truck and running over there because they saw the light in the forest. That's what Fire in the Sky, the show's about. And because he was an idiot and ran to the flying saucer, they seen it in the woods. They turned towards it. He got out and ran towards it, right up to it. Then it took him up, and then he was found days later, weeks later, whatever, in Heber City, Utah. And it was all the way down in Arizona. But this same thing happened to me in Heber City, right outside of Heber. So to watch this show, or listen to the show last night, I was thinking, well, we beat that same UFO. They were supposedly helping him. He thinks they were helping him. It actually came towards me and Jesse. This kid, Jesse, was a good friend of mine back in the day. It was coming to get us, and we didn't back down against it. We actually stood it right off. We were not going to back down. And the issue with that is, too, we have a problem. When this time happened, we had a problem even telling anybody because this Mormon state was really, really judgmental. Really, really judgmental. And you couldn't say anything about it. I mean, and the trolls, your countries, wherever you're from, it doesn't matter because they probably roasted your mother over a campfire and took your dad and enslaved him on a pirate ship somewhere. And he's probably down in Davy Jones' locker right now, you trolls. That's where your parents are from. So it doesn't make a difference. My parents were in an LDS state where it was really bad. Yeah, Davy Jones' locker, you trolls, that's where your parents are. And your mother probably got eaten by cannibals. That's why you are the way you are. May God have mercy on your soul, trolls. Anyway, so in this blog post, I will share 2 essays written by students. So this guy, I don't want to get into the essays. You have other people that come out and say that they, this guy did this, and then they reproduce it for themselves. You're not going directly to the source. Travis Walton isn't going to talk to you. Those of us that have had any kind of experience with UFOs or aliens are not going to talk to you directly. They're not going to share their stories with you because just like these people that they're dads in Davy Jones' locker, their mother was eaten by cannibals. They're probably raised on an island with pirates and sea crabs. They will show up in droves. Back on, bro, Derek. Good to see you, Derek. And we got, you guys are in trouble now. Looks like we got some mods on there. We're going to talk about some real stuff, so you trolls just go back to Davy Jones' locker. These 4, it's just over and over again. It's UN Secretary General, 23 witnesses abducted in front of 23 witnesses. This is a constant thing. Here's the Walton incident. Everybody's trying to profit off this. They're all trying to go after him. I get it. I get why they did. I get why the town said it's a load of horse hooky. They had a contract with the lumber company. They were behind schedule, but they proved that the Forest Service was not going to do anything to the lumber company. It wouldn't save them if Travis Walton was abducted by aliens. they were not getting out of the contract. They had to complete the contract by a certain time, or they were going to lose the contract or be fined. So even the Forest Service said it didn't matter if these guys didn't, if they said they were all abducted by aliens, they're still going to get fined, they're still going to lose their jobs, and they're still going to be in trouble. The video talked about how they went back to that site too. I can't go back to Heber, above Heber. I'm not going back there. No, just like the Sasquatch place where the aliens were there too. I'm not going back. It's not going to happen. You know, to see the day the reunion back where these guys walk back to the actual spot where he's abducted. These guys, the aliens with Travis Walton weren't nefarious. He thinks that the alien crack killed him and they brought him back to life. And he's the lucky one, because that's not the case with the majority of this stuff. The majority of this stuff, Travis Walton got picked up by the gray aliens or the nice aliens. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, they'd already had other humans on that ship. When I listened to his show, they had other humans on that ship. Okay, he witnessed them in another room. He saw another human, another white tall guy, Norwegian or sound like to me, that couldn't say anything to him. Wouldn't conversate with him. The others inside the room that he went into, which these crafts are small, just like the one that we fought off that day back in 1989. They go to a mothership or they go to another. The ship is much bigger than it appears to us with our human eyes. That's the other thing. Maybe it's the difference between how they could take a small area and turn it into a large area just by like your video game where you build this entire room on Sims, you know. Maybe that's the case. But anyway, he did see other humans on that ship. So when Travis Walton comes out and says, they didn't mean to do this to me, I get it. He thinks they healed him and dropped him back off because they killed him because he ran towards the radiation. The tree rings are bigger. There's more growth on the trees. They've done their studies on the landing area of where Travis Walton was abducted in the Forest Service. They have it all fenced off. They now know that that area had a large dose of radiation, Chernobyl type radiation in that one little area. Now, Travis Walton may not have been the target. He may have been just a victim of circumstances, what it sounds like to me. The other theory I've come up with lately with my gold, I think they may be coming here and harvesting gold still. I think that they may be coming here using technology to extract particles of gold out of the earth, just like you'd use one of our sonars to find the gold inside the earth, because this place I have had half an ounce of gold per ton in rhyolite. It's in this stuff called rhyolite, tons of it. Okay, that stuff contains gold. This contains about roughly a half an ounce per ton or more in one little section. These flows are huge, volcanic flows. I'm just like the preacher from Pell Rider. Carbon Canyon, the gold and all that. We went back out there with the geologist and that, and there's not much gold there anymore now, is there? I have hundreds of pictures of panning this rhyolitic substance. Same place that this stuff is found, by the way. Having my own encounters out there. And the alien ships, I haven't seen except in the sky. Awfully high up, though, but I did get three on video. They were just the same spots, the same unidentified aerial phenomenons that are inside our airspace that the State Department is not willing to shoot down. The aliens are out there. I call them the giants. They're out there because they were outside my tent saying hello 2 weekends ago, trying to get me to come outside in the middle of the night with my shotgun. Ronaldo, good to see you. They were not after Travis Walton, and he knows this. Back in the day, they talk like, I'm Travis Welton. It's tough to go through this, you know? I believe that I had that when they disabled my truck. Not the one I got a picture of, that demon, that alien seed that was coming down, whatever that was. We got the picture of. Actually, I'll put that back up there for everybody. This is probably the only time you're going to see an actual alien being, a ghost, a seed from a UFO, with how they're seeding these beings, these cloaked, the bugs, not the grays. There was a green light that went down. I thought same as Vegas, the Vegas crash, Mike, exactly the same. It was the green. They saw the ship green. I had the same thing just out here by the dump. Same exact thing. Seems pretty calm when you see that green. That this is what they're traveling in. This is when they're fully exposed. This thing is not normal. That is not a particle of dust. That's not a raindrop. That's a face. It was not raining. Clear blue sky out here. I just videoed the UFO flying ahead of me, directly ahead of me. And then this thing was in the third picture of a set of pictures of the exact same spot. This is a blown up still of it. Man, I'm really getting a lot of tickling in my throat. Oh, that's coffee, yeah. Justin, if you say anything stupid, I will just ban you. We're not destroying this. You can say comments about UFOs, flying saucers, aliens on the ground, the 5 or 6 different types of aliens the state or the Senate now knows is on the ground on the earth that they've admitted to. But the rest of these guys, if you comment miserably, hopefully Mike or Carol just ban you like that. They just like get rid of you. It's just not worth it. We're not here to educate stupid. Stupid will always be stupid. You can't fix stupid. These people that are trolls are stupid on steroids. They live in a place that nobody cares about, nor will they ever be even visited by aliens. Hey, right on, yeah. That is free. I collect no money too there. Insomniac. We haven't linked PayPal to this. If I link PayPal to this, it's going to be to get a mic. Just to get a mic. Those of you on Facebook, follow me. I have major medical bills. Just a few months ago, I was with an oxygen tank trailing behind me. Scared to go anywhere. I have severe asthma. It's under control now, but I have massive medical bills now. We have a bunch of things I still got to send off to very, very good people that still have a lot of patience in me. I was supposed to give away a bunch of prizes, but we looked at the price to send these things off. You're talking $400. It was so much money, and I can't just send off to somebody unless they pay. It's like I still have all these different things that, like Carol won, Susan on Facebook won, things like these. These are quartz crystal structures. We usually do giveaways. You know, the future is good. I got a lot to do out this weekend out west. I need to post more videos about it too. Yeah, watch out for the mic, because the mic will get rid of you that quick. And like and share and subscribe. You know, if it's just something, if it doesn't, you know, those of you that are awesome, hey, I'm just glad to be here every day doing this. And if I provide you with some way to salvation and you come to Christ and you believe and you're like, hey, wait a minute, this guy's right, maybe. But it is about this guy. It's not about this guy. It's about you. It's about you, the faithful. It's about you, the lost sheep. It's about those that help the lost sheep come to Lord Yeshua. If you go to Jesus Christ Writings directly and your name is not Ace Wolf Peach, that's a very bad person. And if you're not a part of these troll armies, then yeah, you got a chance. If you're a bad bad fruit from a bad tree, bad seed from a bad plant, then there's no reason you being here or even wasting your stupidity, because nobody can fix your stupidity. It's just what you're doing. You come to Christ, it'll fix all this. Travis Walton incident was an alleged alien abduction of an American forestry worker, Travis Walton, on November 5th, 1975, in Apache Sitgraves National Forest near Heber, Arizona. Okay, so it was Heber, Arizona, where he's actually dropped off. I thought it was Heber, Utah. Hey, that's news to me. I thought it was Heber City, Utah. It's a widely regarded as a hoax, even by believers of UFO alien abductions. So that statement by Wikipedia has been debunked, for one, by polygraph tests of all 6 men. One was inconclusive. The other 5, they took the polygraph test over and over and over again, and it proved that they said, I mean, it's just pseudoscience, but showed that they didn't have deception. These guys have never changed their stories. Travis Walton's traveled here to Cedar City, Utah, had an alien talk to talk about what happened to him. He's never once changed his story. Being a sufferer of post-traumatic stress disorder from engagements with aliens on the ground and with UFOs, I can tell you straight up, Travis Walton had his experience, and I'm glad it ended that way. He didn't have the bug on the ground with him. So, those of us who are suffering from PTSD due to this, it's not a joke. And I'm glad that he was so safe. That's awfully timid, I think they'd say it. But when you deal with these things, you better be ready if they take a liking to you. Because that standoff I had in 1989 with them as a young boy, they didn't forget, now did they? And time to time, they like coming after this guy, giving him some nice, we're still here, don't think that we've given up on you yet. And I give them a nice howdy do with my shotgun. They say, you want 9 pellets in yous? But the problem is they confront me at night when I have no weapon. Any given time, at any time, they could do whatever they want to me. I don't think they're here right now. They'll be back. They were here just a few weeks ago. Every 1st of May, they come back. I already have my run-ins with them now. They attempt to try to get me to go out and fight. And for you trolls, that means that's real fighting, not your fighting in your bathroom with your mom's curling iron. That's the shotgun to the face of something that you don't want to know exists. The State Department knows it does. Your FBI does. Your CIA, your Homer Lansford, your Homeland Security knows that there's aliens. As far as you guys in India, God help you. I seen your moon landing. Another fakery. Pakistan, God help you guys too. You're losing half your country due to rebellion. Japan, you're not reproducing enough people, and they're just using you guys, stuffing you guys in boxes where you're not getting married or having a life. Nobody wants to visit there, including aliens. Get your country back. As far as Europe, here and there, there is a little bit there. Yeah, there's something to do, but there's a lot of gold here where I'm at, and that's what they're after. I think it's the gold. They used to abduct these people. These Utah Mormons were, Nordic background, that area up there, Netherlands, Germany, really pretty people, really Nordic type people. The Mormon church was full of immigrants right out of that area. They come in, they joined up with Joseph Smith and said, we can have 6 wives and get away with it. He says, yeah. He says, I'm on board. Our children were gorgeous, were very handsome people, very faithful. And the aliens thought that was a good idea. And Arizona's the same way, and then Montana, Wyoming, and back east, and Tennessee, and all that stuff. There's places where these enclaves, these good people, got the abductions. Where they, in Texas and Arizona and all that, they found the good people, these really nice, beautiful people and abducted them. I mean, why would you go abduct a hood rat? I mean, if you're going to travel to a foreign planet, like Travis Walton was a hood rat. He was a criminal. He had been in trouble with the law. His buddies were criminals. They've all been in trouble with the law. They're drinking all the time. Why would they go to why would you, if you're an alien species, a bug, or the Greys, you want to test people, why would you go down to inner city ghetto nowhere and pluck somebody? You know, they got South Central America, Brazil, where the gold is, the gold mines are. You see that's happening in Brazil, what's going down with the aliens they're seeing down there, they're shooting at them. It's because the gold miners want to mine the gold, but the aliens are there too. Happening all the time in Mexico, places where there's actual resources. The resources in Japan are zero. There's nobody there. Mr. Ace Wolf Peach, they always got a wolf in their name. They don't want to go to Japan. Why would an alien flying saucer land in Japan and take a resource or a person? No, they don't want to do that. And besides that, they're here just like Predator. You got a different forms of this. Travis Walton, I'll give you the idea on this. There's the Predator here. Yeah. And the Predator doesn't hunt the mouse, the field mouse. The Predator doesn't go after the insect. He swats the insect. Be lucky it wasn't the bug there, Travis. The bug's 9 feet tall. He has cloaking devices. And he's after only those worthy. Those that'll fight. Not those that are just basically the scum on the bottom of the boot of his kind. It doesn't make sense to abduct just an average person. The other ones, the Greys, are doing the experiments with the cows. They're the ones, and there have been natives even see the damn metal thing they send out to cut the tongues out, to cut to do the experiments with the bodies of the cattle, and the crows and the coyotes won't even touch them. The carcasses, they won't even touch them. There's a series of cattle rustling going on across the West that's not being mentioned in many news articles. Here and there, they'll talk about it, but they're missing cattle all over the place. They're not being abducted by Mexican Comancheros, the Mexican Indian Comancheros from the Comanches Mexican breed. Used to do that all the time in Texas. It's not happening. They're doing experiments when they want. 1970s is a big time for that. The 60s is a big time for that. I read the Bible, Old Testament, and okay, well, if you want to read the Bible, Old Testament, get in the New Testament, please. 4 Gospels of Jesus Christ. No matter what you do, go to Jesus Christ. Yeshua, Jesus Christ was always talking about the cosmos. He was praying, he was meditating. Jesus, Yeshua, we call him Jesus Christ. It was Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth. He was always meditating. He was always in the field. He was lost in the heavens. Always lost in the heavens. Yeah. Angels come down from heavens. For some reason, humanity doesn't get it. I don't know if it was and I'll say this, Father, and I'm sorry, I don't mean it, my beloved, but I'll say Father. Your fathers, whatever world you're in, whatever part of the world you're in, most of them believed in some kind of thing extraterrestrial from space. It's common in all the ancient languages, ancient pictographs. It's all over all the cliff carvings and everything. Even here in Perron Gap, it's factual. Hey, Flowers here. Hey, brother, good to see you there. Choco. We're not going to gauge too much, Flower. We already got a bunch going on with the trolls. If you want to jump in there too, Mike's got them. I think actually Carol jumped in there a couple times and got them. The last show we couldn't continue. It was too much. It was too much to do. We couldn't keep it. The trolls were absolutely the worst creatures, demonic entities. To find out where they're at, they're usually. A lot of these guys, when you chase their IP address, is Japan. I didn't know why they'd be awake right now, but I guess it's nighttime in Japan. They're still awake. A lot of Asia. Some would come out of Calcutta, place like that. They're commenting, and then the rest of them were basically the steppes and then there were some here in America who were really, but the American commenters are more devil worshipping, flattery of the devil, and you got some Russian commenters that come in too. Yeah, you want to go to the four Gospels of Lord Yeshua, because the only way to heaven is through, and the Father is through Jesus Christ directly. People don't believe in Christ, that's up to you. You can not believe in Christ if you want to, but you can also not be saved. You can also turn your back on salvation. You're here, you hear the truth. And don't try to say WWE, because yesterday was Willie Nelson. Before that was Jesus Christ. It was I was being called. And now we're to WWE. So let's just stop that if you're the trolls. Anyway, November 5th, the crew reported Walton missing. They were recalled driving back after sunset, where Rogers stopped the truck at Walton, walked into the forest towards the overhead light. Walton was illuminated by the beam of light, and Rogers drove away with the others. Now, they did stop and try to get other hunters that were in the forest they were working in to go back and retrieve Travis Walton, but nobody would go. That's what I listened to last night about this. Like Travis said, they accidentally picked me up. They had no... This should be to understand how to be a paranormal investigation, which is demonic investigator, and to be a UFO not enthusiast and an alien proofer, is to tell the truth to everybody. They don't care about Travis Walton. It was a mistake, admitted by him, and look what they did to him. They ruined these guys' lives. They ruined them. But the aliens want nothing to do with them. They were your average schmuck. They were the 1970s version of the trolls we have on here today. They were not interesting. They had nothing to offer them. If the aliens could kill Travis Walton, he would fist fight him. I'm going to throw a plastic thing at you. No, they're looking Alien versus Predator. You got a shotgun in your hand, a Caltech 20 shot, 20 clip, 22 magazine, and you're ready to fight them, and they know that you've already fought them before. They're coming back for you. They get a kick out of that. Why? Because when Travis was up there, like I said to other viewers prior to this, there was other people that were abducted on that ship. They had those that were serving them that were on the ship that wouldn't say anything, and they had others that were abducted inside a room with him. He's seen them. Now, those are either interesting, beautiful people, but they weren't Travis. They weren't his crew members. These weren't rocket scientists. These weren't warriors. These were a bunch of young men drinking, in trouble with the law, your average schmuck. And the aliens are like on a Tuesday of every month, I could pick up one of these clowns. They're out there in the woods peeing, drinking beer, and they're nothing. Just they're dead. It's a fight. I haven't called Coast to Coast. I can answer the good comments. I'll do that. I've been mentioned to go to Coast. See this? Coast to Coast radio is about entertainment. I get it. You know what? If it was nice to stay the night out in the middle of nowhere and I didn't have PTSD, I could listen to Coast. But once you've been in the whirlwind, you can't get out. Once you've been there, you can't get out. Once you're targeted, there's no way out. And they call them and say, hey, George Norrie, yeah, this is my experience. We beat him in 1989. Alien abduction, no. Fighting these things on the ground, yes. Have I fired shots at him? Yes. Has there been times we've been in an all-out battle? Yes. Did we think they were bears back in the day? Did we think that they were mountain lions or attacking wild creatures? Yes. Do you believe they are now? Well, I think I solved your Bigfoot issues. It's all them. It's all them. You call a soldier, say, hey, was you fighting in Vietnam, and how much combat there was you in? They go, I don't want to talk about it. Why? Because the man you're talking to only listens to other people's adventures. He's never done nothing. George Norrie's never done nothing. If he was there on the ground and it says, and in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, walks up his tent and says, hello? Hello? Knowing that, trying to get him to go outside to fight, or if it yells his name at night, 2 hours from anywhere. George. First goes, blah, blah, then it says, George, George. And he hears that, and he has to decide whether to go fight or leave. And he can no longer say, these are the stories I've heard. They're out there any time of night. There ain't no way to get away from them. When you know the truth, the truth is worse than fiction. Calling up somebody that wants to hear your story isn't doing anybody any good. Maybe somebody gets some entertainment out of it. But those that have been there, we've all been there. We know they're there. It's why, you look at these people that comment and you go, what are you? Why? Why are you held up on such a pedestal in this place, this lie? They won't even tell you the truth. They won't even tell you the truth. Why are you trolls even coddled by the world? I got an education. This place ain't real. That's all a lie. They're lying to you. They lied to your ancestors. They lied everything. They've lied about all of it. Science and, you can travel to the space and the stars, and one day we're going to reach the Galactica place. There's a roof. Yeah, a guy named Duracell's going, the roof is on fire. Yeah, there's a roof up there. You're fish in a fishbowl. The demons are real. Ask the dead guys. Well, you can't. Ask the skeptics. Well, you can't because they don't know. They have no proof because they've never been done anything. George Norrie's a great AM radio. Talk to him. Why other skeptics will listen. And then the clowns, the dead clowns from the 80s and 70s and 60s, those dead clowns, and now there's the new clowns. And those new clowns are dead too anyways. They're just going to die the same. They're just going to be used like a sponge by the rich to just suck what life they make. And they're just basically got a data on their head. Nobody cares. They don't care. How many demons kill people every day? I don't even know about the sicknesses, if it's just coming from out of nowhere or if it's them. They're here. You're vulnerable because you can't stop the sky. It's not going to happen. I don't believe it'll ever happen. Well, nobody will believe in you. In 50, 100 years, nobody's going to even know you existed. Look at your ancestors' photographs that are all in the garbage. And the very few that was saved, nobody cares. I got that somewhere on a hard drive, my great-grandma. It's over. It's over. It doesn't matter. This is a momentary lapse of reason for the saved. For the unsaved, this is a deep dive into hell. Travis Walton was the unimpressive human being, and look what they did to him. Travis Walton would have had a fight with the bastards. That wouldn't have been the last time he saw him either. It wouldn't matter where the hell he went. He'd never gone outside of town again, because when you're outside of town, you're in their jurisdiction. And people say, well, they've never done nothing to me. How do you know? How do you really know they've done nothing to you? What gives you the intellect? Because I'm a realist. Your dreams are a fucking mess, brah. This is the most hilarious thing about the people that think that they know what's happening here. Let's go replay your dreams. Well, I don't have dreams. And maybe you got a problem with even existing as a human being or a spirit, living in the spirit. Maybe you're just another brick in the wall. Like, a developer's like, hey, I got to build a wall over here. Clink, 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 clink. Oh, there's a nice wall in this fake world here. Yeah, it's a digital matrix. And then the brick's like, hey, I don't have any of that dreams or anything like that. And I'd be like, just don't start doing this in the background, okay? Just don't start back and forth with me, bro, because I've seen that before too. Same guy, back over and over. You see him the next day, you're like, I delivered food service 21 years. Going all over. Same guy. It's like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Why is he here again? And again. And again. And you're like, okay, you're running a simulation. And this is the background guy that never really matters. Then you see the next kid that looks like the background guy. And you're like, okay, that guy looks just like the other guy that was just here. And I did this for 21 years. You guys, screw loose. Well, all the dead guys before you would have thought the same thing. But you know what? They're all dead now. They all died, it's like Christ said. Don't sleep much. Yep. 3D, the Destroyer. And he is. He's a good guy. But Travis Walton does not meet the criteria of what they want. They want young women. They want some young men and older men, but they're mainly, and I tell you this, the girls that have gone missing back in the 70s, especially 74, 75, that just disappeared. Those women, a lot of those were taken. They were just abducted, gone. And I've gone through the missing persons, and I've looked through Walsburg, Utah. I was wrong. That's that Walsburg. The Walsburg, Utah, we had our fight. Walsburg, Arizona, Walsburg, Utah, I had the same fight in 1989, but this time the aliens didn't win. They weren't coming after me. We were young men. Me and a buddy of mine, he was 16, I was 15. We went up there hunting elk. I wasn't going to the backside of Timpanogos with the devils and demons and Sasquatch. This was over on the other side by Walsburg Canyon, and it was over the little town, 4 houses in Walsburg, Deercreek Reservoir, hovering above them. God only knows what it was doing to them. I don't know if it was just watching the sun come up. It seen us. It came at us. We had it in our sights right up till it got close to us. And I mean, Jesse will probably forget. He'll probably be like, because I've had dual memories of where it took off this way and I've had where it took off this way. And it just slowly, but I remember now it was spinning slowly. And we had it. You know, we 7 mags or not, they were going to have a fight. One way or the other, me and Jesse had 7 mags. Whether or not we could have penetrated the ship, it doesn't matter. We won that fight. It came to us. It came towards us. It was watching us. It's seen us. I've had, since that 1989, I've had, recently, especially doing this, I've had these memories come back. It's just like, it's given me more information where the thing was actually spinning slowly. And to me, it's like a repressed memory, because we went right back to elk hunting. Me and Jesse went right back to elk hunting. We didn't talk about it. Just like a lot of these guys say, they didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it. We hunted. I shot at a bull across the canyon. First year it was spike only. We left, and that was the last time me and Jesse was even friends. We stopped him being friends. Something happened. Just like out west 2 weeks ago at my claims, the thing said hello to me twice to the tent. I took the 12 gauge to it, rebuked it, said no. But I had a momentary lapse of reason again. It's like this, they take your energy, they take that time, they push it away. It's more like a push, where you're just like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? I'm trying to remember exactly when that happened. I took the anti-anxiety pill because I was done. Just take it. That busprazone. Took it. Went, climbed the next stair. That's halfway parked inside my wall tent, my 12 by 14 tent. Opened the back up. My wife was asleep in there. Got in the back of that thing, shut the door, grabbed my 44, put it over me, and went to sleep. Even though that creature was right outside my tent, my wall tent. Just, we were here to the phone, away from each other. To a thing that says hello to me, trying to get me to come outside, that I know and they know that this thing's 9 feet tall, and it's a giant praying mantis looking alien. And that's what it's going to do, is get me outside where I'm vulnerable. And that was just 2 weeks ago. I had to deal with this. And then this thing last Thursday. So what Travis went through when I listened to this, so they gave him, apparently the youngest guy in the group was bribed by a troll for the U.S. government. And he offered him $10,000 in 1970 or 80 to shut him up, to get him to say it was fake. Because the reason why they don't want you to know about these things, and they're now telling you about these things, is because those of you that are actually interesting, that are human beings and saved, wrote in the book of life, you're with the Lord, they want you more than anybody. They want to destroy and disturb you. As far as the rest that are Satanists and lost, that are not even sheep, that are these people are died in the world of demonic possessed trolls, they wouldn't even give them the time of day. They literally watch them just burn. But it's you they're after. It's they want to abduct those that are actually something here, because you got 8.5 billion people. The aliens are looking at that going, well, we could kill 7 billion, it wouldn't matter. They're not even fruitful. They're not the candle on the hill. You know, as far as the life they have, it's TikTok, it's this new generation, devil worshiping, Satanism. I mean, what would they be after them for? There's no reason. Abduct them to do what? They already do the devil's will. You know, do I believe they're devils? I do. I do believe that they are devils. Do I believe in angels? And yeah, I do believe in absolute angels. I believe that they've come here. Do I believe that angels have a hand in this place? They're told not to mess with this place, everybody. Just like the Watchers before, it was okay. But the angels taught these people's ancestors that their father's the devil, that was mentioned by Jesus Yeshua himself, saying your father's the devil. Those people that their father's the devil, the Watchers taught them to do what they do. They are doing nothing different than the Watchers. They are the seed of a bad tree. And their fathers are the devil. And those that say repent for him, forgive and repent for him, Christ tells them to their faces, your fathers are devils. They're Satans. And you're a bad fruit from a bad tree. So that wipes and null and voids all that. And there's absolute 8 billion. There are probably 6, maybe more billion are absolute devils that are the sons of Satan, daughters of Satan. And it shows it in the comment section. I haven't read that Birthright. I have not read it. Just like with George Norrie, telling George Norrie my story so other people can hear the story doesn't make them go away. I'm not in some safe place where I'm protected. I don't have the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, come knocking on my door saying, we need your help. We want to prove once and for all there is actually extraterrestrial life, demons that come to this planet, and we need you to show us or do this. I'd be like, you better be taking care of my family, because dealing with the bug is nothing that you or I want to deal with, because they're invisible. They have cloaking devices. You can't shoot what you can't see. You know this as well as I do. You want to tell these schmucks the truth. You're going to scare them to death. They're not going to stay in a national park for the rest of your lives. Your national parks are going to be empty, bro. It's what you guys even went through. Your data said back in the day when guys were writing, when they were writing little op-eds to yourselves back and forth. You wouldn't fill another national park. If they knew they were being visited and being touched by aliens, by demons, they would not be up there. Well, I shared a rough night last night, but I had some weird, fitful dreams. Really? Is that what they're calling them now? Well, when there's THC available everywhere, so everybody's high, the new generations, they do whatever they want to you while you're asleep. Well, we want butt hurts to want to go camping. Believe me, I used to close my eyes. All I heard was a massive auditorium or a hall, like being in an ancient coliseum with people talking all around me, and it went all over and over and over and over again out there. As soon as you close your eyes and fall asleep, it's just like hearing 1,000 voices trying to overtalk each other. Yeah. Yeah, I did, Flower. Last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Yeah. I should have shot the bug, too. I should have pulled the trigger, Flower. I should have shot him. I mean, I had a 50-50 chance of putting 9 pellets in its head. It was leaning down, going, "Hello." It was the same thing. It's the same skinwalkers. It's the same Wendigo beings. Its long, gangly body was like, "Hello," acting like a girl. I should have just shot the son of a bee. But I had another guy, a geologist, in the truck parked over there. I couldn't let the lead fly. Nefarious. See, 3D Destroyer. Interesting read. I'll have to check it out. We were just talking about that. You posted that. Timothy. Let's see. Let's write that down because that shouldn't be on there because you guys, the nefarious bastards out there, will be going after it. 3D. Oh no, let's just have Timothy. I'll check it out. It's hard for those of us to talk about that have been in the war for decades and decades and decades. I never got the chance to grow up like everybody else. I never got to just have the average camping trip. I miss that. You know, anybody that's been with me, my family, my whole life, my friends, I've never escaped these times, and I've slept with a gun the rest of my life. They come in a lot of different sizes and shapes and different beings. I'll give you that. And I'll never have peace at night out in the woods. I work all night out in the middle of nowhere. Got some kind of comfort. But when I go, when I sleep out there, now I don't have my trailer anymore because my truck's broke down. My Duramax is broke. The fight begins when the sun falls. But every night I spend out in the field like a thief in the night. Every single night. 5 days a week. Kind of crazy. But if I'm in town, oh, so he has his own channel. Okay. I'll check it out. Well, it's probably Alberino. It's Alberino, right? Yeah, Alberino. Yep. So I wrote down. Okay, so Hydro. See, skeptics like you, interesting you're talking about it, but don't have any evidence. Hydrostorm, right? Hydrostorm. What kind of CIA operative, Indian government? What's your connections, bro? And I'm just curious if you think this is just a what is that? Oh, it's dust. It's dust. It's not dust. Yeah, it's not dust. Yeah, dust don't talk. This is some poltergeist stuff going on. Yeah, they don't talk. They also don't disable your vehicles. Yeah, they don't do that either. Like shutting the whole thing down where all your lights go off, shuts it down in the middle of the road out there. Work vehicles, by the way. They don't go rip off wires off your truck. You don't have the Apache attack helicopter going after the light out in the field either. And then 2 more coming in from other directions with a damn bug disabled your truck. You don't have any evidence. Interesting you're talking about this, and you have absolutely 0 photos of them. Absolutely, because I know. I'm just not I'm a skeptic because I know because I live in Mumbai. Yeah, right, bro. So you know what I'm going to do to this hydro? Very interesting that you're talking about it, but don't have any photos support your first-hand account. Well, I'll show you interesting. You could just go play with George Norrie. Yeah, get out of here. Don't come back. Don't ever come back. Don't care. I'm not here to appease you, bro. Interesting. You don't. That's the same thing they did to Travis Walton. Same thing they did to all the others who were abducted. Same thing they did to those that have actually seen these things or fought these things. Same things they've had the aliens have abducted and hurt them. The same garbage pail monster that just commented. Yeah, that's you. Living in your city or China or Japan or wherever the hell you're at or New Jersey, where you got drones flying all over. Oh, you got drones in the air. It's got to be the government. It's got to be the government. Yeah, what were they up there for, bro? I know. Ah, you don't know, Ricky. Because I haven't spent more than 5 days out in the darkness in my life, especially out of a city. I spend 5 days a week in the night, out all night. Not because I'm doing heroin in the streets either. And I also have gold claims where there's gold, where these things like to go. But I'll tell you what, back in 1975, 74 through the 80s, it was really busy with UFOs. Very busy. False. The Goffle blasted my alternator earlier this spring. What? You want a reset? The cops who showed up kept making bomb jokes. Laugh out loud. And this is a friendly call. It's bonkers out here. I don't think that's a troll. I don't think it's a troll. Yeah, what's my coordinates in my claim, Sean? I don't know if you're my cousin, you know where they are. Sean. Yeah, don't worry, it's all going to be no trespassing here pretty quick. But right now, you can go out there. If you want to go out there and do it, they don't care. It's like the geologist was walking all around there, and it pissed them off. So they came to my camp at night. Yeah. Yeah. And you can't do anything about the claims anyway because you don't have any of the permitting. And if you get caught digging or running or doing anything, you're going to go to prison. Prison. Not only for just claim jumping, but on public lands. You can't mine that gold without having the rights to it. And if you get on the claims, you can be charged with trespass, let alone claim jumping. And if you take anything off of there, it's a felony charge. And if you get caught doing that, it's a federal felony charge on public lands because you can't mine out there. You don't have the permitting for it, let alone the mineral rights. When you violate mineral rights, you will go to prison, Sean. Prison. Not like pretend prison, but like real prison. That is a prison sentence. If you go out there and extract anything off of those claims, anything, you will end up in jail. And I'm out there. And I also have security cameras out there, so go ahead and try it. When I see you out there on those claims, I will have you in jail. You can't pick up nothing. You want to go there to see the aliens and fight the aliens? You're a clown. You're an absolute clown. You want this thing to come to you? You are dumb. You got a death wish. You're going to get killed. You're going to have a heart attack out there like many others have. Oh, it's like the Superstition Mountains. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get me some. We'll find out if they even care. Like the rest of the guys that go out there that call me and say, what the hell's out there? And I say, you don't want to know. And nobody's allowed on my claims to take anything. If they go out there just like this guy, I keep saying his name, this guy that tried hitting, saying that he accessed, he's from Japan, that accessed my medical, Ace Wolf Peach, accessed my medical records, said he searched the Utah database for my death date when I died, was pronounced dead for 10 minutes. It wasn't from an EMT, it was active. My girlfriend's sister, which I can prove, was an EMT. But he has no right, he cannot search medical records. That is illegal. Those things are confidential. He cannot get in there. If he has access to a medical database, that means that he's violating a federal law. Medical records are confidential. You can't look up another person's medical records. That is against the law, and it's a felony charge. So Ace Wolf Peach needs to be charged with that. And as far as these guys that come out in my claims, they come out in my claims all the time. But when I've had friends going out there for limited entry blow up, call me and say, what the hell is that? They scared to death out of their minds. Say, what is out there on your claims? I'd just be lucky they didn't end up dead. That's my biggest fear, is some guy is going to think they want to get evidence, and they are going to die out there. They're not going to steal the gold. The gold's micro gold. You cannot get it. It's not like that. It's in a very, very micro form. You can't You can't go out and run. You run a sloosh and try to catch it. It's that microscopic. You're not going to look in a rock and find it. You're not going to look in the quartz and say, oh, there it is right there. It's not like that. That's why they missed it. That's why the aliens are there, is because the amount of gold that's there. It's a connection between the gold and the Brazilian alien aircraft, Arizona, Nevada. They are mining the gold. My personal opinion is they're extracting gold out of the earth. I don't think they have to dig for it. I think they take it out micro, just like you would using a leach field with cyanide. They're just taking the gold out. The same spot that was producing massive lines of gold per shovel of rhyolitic material. And now on the test, it was showing perfect gold, just with Pana and the rhyolite, the native rhyolite. You go out there at the same exact spot, there's specks, like 4 specks. And I have hundreds of test pictures, hundreds of them. You can't find it. The cartels are not out there. It's not. It's the Nevada-Utah border. It's not the Arizona border. There's no cartels out there. Now I'd know if they were there. I spend my majority of my free time 1 day a week out there, if the weather permits, and then I spend 5 days a week out in the open every night. Yeah. Abduction case I could get my hands on for past 40 years. Every case where the abduction has proclaimed the name of Jesus. Yeah. And they fear Jesus. They fear Christ. Christ is what scares them. They're looking for Christ too, because that is the end of the game. And for them. They were left here. They're left here. You know, they said even the backside of the moon has them. No, I don't think they'd be anywhere near that gold, that type of gold. If you have gold coins in your house, if you was outside, remember the Anunnaki stories where they come after gold. Something it's gold is from space, it's from the cosmos. Gold is from God. Streets of gold in the city that comes. You got land of milk and honey. Streets of gold. That's what this is about. The streets of gold type thing. Maybe if you're somewhere with your gold at night in the western Utah hills. You could come to Dixie National Forest and try eastern Utah, Canyonlands area. You could. I would not be doing that with gold. I would not. I mean, my personal opinion, if gold is a part of their attractant and people that are interesting, they can either fight or abduct or do experiments on, then that would be the way you'd be found. And the problem is you just disappeared, like these people out west do. Like these people in Utah do. You just disappear. Indigenous women, all over, plain states, tribal lands, you'll just be gone. And that's where people say, am I worried about my gold? They're not going to come into the city and do anything, except if they're really seriously after you, they will shake your door handles, but they want you to come outside. They don't do things inside your house much. Apparently they don't do. But they have done a couple things here, honestly. It's neither here nor there. They have done things. But I would just say if you're anywhere in Utah, which is a very Arizona, Nevada, Colorado maybe, in this area where all our petroglyphs and pictographs on our walls show aliens, 99% chance you're in that area and there's going to be a possibility of them coming. They're similar to the aliens, are like a Nephilim. Some are the Nephilim. Some are those that can't leave. A lot of them are inside the earth. You'd call aliens. They live inside the earth. That Delache Mountain talks about it. Indian reservation. I think it's by the Apaches. I'm more keen to the theory of inside the earth due to the Paiute daughter of the Paiute chief, Lovelock Caves, with the giants. How they came on big ships and they went inside the mountain and they had UFOs. This girl's back in the turn of the century talks about this, said they live inside the mountain, they come out with technology, they fly things. That's the big Nordics they talk about. Yeah, space is pretty much, I do believe space is fake, and you're right on with that, and I'll give you the scientific evidence. because the light you're seeing now on some of those planets, the closest ones are from 1776 when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. The light left that planet you're seeing in the heavens. And it's finally reaching here. So, light years away, this is how exactly, Mike. So I believe space is fake. They are from the lands past Antarctica. A lot of them are inside the Earth. I just watched a video about that. They have certain areas sectioned off down in Arizona for scientific research or for colleges or whatever. They have these places they come out of the Earth. But there is something in the firmament, and they may be up in there, and that's where you'd think that the angels are. They're on the planet. They landed here. They came from the 6 planets of heavens with the Lakota belief from Russell Means, with the South American journalist that came and interviewed him. They came here from the 6 planets of the heavens. It was an ancient story that was passed down to Russell Means. That's the story of the Battlestar Galactica. So there is planets in the heavens that was created, but for God to allow or to trick an entire people, angelic race from the cosmos to here, that's going to take a pretty big event for that to happen. But they keep coming back. They keep coming back. These other ones keep coming back. These could be demons, not just here on the earth. I don't know. I don't have the information. I only have the Battlestar Galactica, the Mormon plates, the Russell Means backing it up before he died. Those type of things that prove that are actually proof or the real stories, not the fiction they tell. The thesis that these government paid trolls have done over the past 100 years, the lies they perpetuate to us. Those lights are 500 years ago. They left that planet that you see in the heavens. The heavens could be wiped out for all we know. There'd be nothing left up there. One day, if we last the next 500 years, which I strongly suggest that's not going to happen, then you'll have the lights just burn out one by one. And then people will understand that the light show you see in the heavens it's not real. It's absolutely not real. On both spectrums. Like it's a fake firmament and that those lights are already dead. Yeah. I didn't see it. No. I saw it on YouTube, but check it out. I'll check out. I'm going to get more into that. Jennifer, I like Zachary was a Stitch's take on the Anunnaki. A lot about the Anunnaki I've been watching lately. I'm keeping Christ and Yeshua and salvation there. I'm not going to even read about that. Were they bred to humans? I know that we were bred into the Neanderthals. And that's where Africans come from. It's a Neanderthal. They were the ones that were pure human. But they don't have the Neanderthal DNA. But I know the pure human comes out of Africa, supposedly. Everybody else here has a Neanderthal. Asian, Netherlands Neanderthal, Native American Neanderthal. That's what makes us all who we are. The differences in us. Ethiopia, straight hair. The tribes that were down there by South Africa, the natives there were little people. They were wiped out by the invasion from Central Africa to South Africa once it was economically viable. The natives there, they ran to a certain place to get away. The Boers fought with them against the invader Zulus, which was a strong African thing, but realistically, we all have a difference by breeding into these different Neanderthals. That's why we're different. Which one's Conrad? Conrad. I in life trying to blend healthily and adapt to any earth conditions. I do understand. Cavemen basically to logic electronic algorithms. Cavemen basics to logistical. Well, maybe Conrad is an alien. I mean, they're looking for intelligent life. They want to play they want to play around and come here. I mean, the State Department said we have them here. So maybe Conrad, hey Conrad, this were science writers Philip J. Klass and Michael Shermer highlight a potential motive for the hoax was to provide an act of God that would allow the crew to avoid a steep financial penalty in Forest Service. Okay. I mean, I'm not him. I'm not. But I can tell you these guys have been pretty serious about their stuff. Tough guys unite. Guys like me that say they're tough, they'd be able to fight them and stuff. I still cower. I still get scared. My heart rate goes through the roof. When we stay out there, out west, which I won't stay this weekend. This thing hangs around the Western Valley here that I know of. The bugs out in the Western Valley, they like railroad tracks. Odd. I got a real bad tickle in my throat. I can't get rid of it. Oh, man. Sean. I do not, Sean. I don't have a big internet presence. I don't have any, except for Facebook. I mean, I've done 45 News Utah on Facebook. I have Utah Paranormal Activities, Utah Paranormal Adventures. I started all those, and I turned to Christ. And I've walked away from the paranormal. I could have been all over the news and all over everything. I will get you audio of this thing out there. I'm running out of time. If I had been running my audio numerous times out there, if you would have picked it up, you would have been like... But then again, the skeptics. I stepped away from aliens and UFOs because I'm in a war with this thing. The bug is not your friend. It's not here to help me. It's here to hinder me. It's here to war with me. Let's see, flowered, yep. Shadow Band, that's a good one. It's real, and it's not something I can just put away in a book. Close the book on that chapter of my life. Okay, well, that's over. Let's write a book about this. This isn't some other guy that's seen something explaining something. That's a being. And you're looking at it. You've seen the real thing right now. That is it. It's got eyes. It's got a mouth, and it's laughing at you. It's a constant. The more I fight it, study it, the more once it targets you, once they target you, the demons, the bug, it's all hands on deck. They don't care. They don't leave me alone. They don't. I accept at work. I'll be out there in the field and not get bugged. 90% of the time, and then we get into May, we get into fall, and here they come. And it's like, oh my, or I get out in a place where there's nobody. There's certain places that are hot spots where they're at. They're developing that place, by the way. Good luck to everybody there. Just like the guy that caught the other alien being they were chasing around a security company was, that you'll never hear about, because I went back and asked about the guy, and the guy never came back. He got the picture of the bug. Now, they when they crashed in Angel Maytag's yard in Vegas, they ran to the loaders. Okay, they ran to the heavy cat equipment. That's what I do. Another Willie Nelson comment. Well, it used to be Yeshua that went to Willie Nelson, and now you guys got the WWE that today, so we got the Willie Nelson guys back. But before that, you guys usually have Camaro, Porsche, or Chevy in your name, or cars or racing. And now you come to the Willie Nelson thing yesterday with the braids. You're all a part of the same troll factory. I don't know if you're just a computer doing this, but you're going to continually do the same thing. You look like Willie Nelson. You like young Willie Nelson. We're here talking about aliens. We're talking about UFOs. We're talking about being abducted. We're talking about maybe you've been abducted and you just thought it was a fitful dream. We're talking about when can you ever write a book? You can't do anything about this stuff. You can't write a book that's not closed. You can't write the book. I'm going to be with them again this weekend. Armed to the teeth. I have to go deal with them again. And I can't just walk away from the project. I can't just hide like I did last year. Last year I hid. I told my wife, I said, I don't want to go camping. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. I can't do this. I can't go into battle. Every time I turn around, it's just a never-ending story. It's like, Atreyu, Falcor. These guys hid. These guys that were in the fire in the sky, they hid. They quit going out there. Me and the aliens got some unfinished business, if you don't know what I mean. I'm going to put 9 buckshot slug or lead pellets in their heads. Because when someone asks me, what is that? What is that, Rick? What is that? I'm going to say, get your gun. I tell them, get your gun. Why, it hasn't done nothing to me. You think? You think it hasn't done nothing to you? Well, that's nice. That's sweet. Maybe be the, no photo evidence. Hey, you're talking about it up here. There's no photo evidence. Hey. No one cares. And if you want evidence, you want to be out there and dealing with them, then I can't get them off me. Yeah, Slick. Just like on K on Men in Black. Yeah, Slick. It's a bug. Yep. What do you do now, Slick? Yeah. What's your next move, Slick? Well, they're after me. Well, Slick, good job there. Must be a mental condition. I'd suggest getting close to Christ quickly. Yeah. Yeah. It's true, Sean. It is true. I gotta come to grips with this. I gotta get this out. I gotta stop the stress. My need is to stop the worry. Either blow him away. One of them away, at least the one that's out there. Or do something. This is Troll Hunter. Get him out of here. If anybody finds out he's doing that laughing emoji, get him out of here. Get him out of there. What if we can actually see who's doing that? Let's get these crackheads out of here. That's what I've been doing lately. Trusting God. Find out who this guy is that's laughing. What if we can actually find out who that person is? Let's see. Can't get that way. Dang it. I said okay. Cough. Well, just the guy said cough to get him out of here. Or the thing. Hey, Arthur. Yep. Yeah, the trolls have landed. We got to 57, and then these ass clowns show up. Yeah. And then the garbage pail kids show up. And, yeah. Yeah, let the mods deal with the clowns. I just got rid of some personally because they need to be gone. The state of today's society, coming out, there's a reason why the abductions are not happening. You have the society is full. This society is full of ugly people. There are beautiful people. There's people that aging or people that are beautiful on the inside. But society has become like a inner city in the middle of Pakistan. They become decrepit. They've disconnected. They now TikTok themselves. It's nobody's getting married and have children anymore, and you create this degenerate generation. Yeah, just get rid of them. And see, this is why YouTube is such a bad place to be, because there are others that want to know the truth. And then you have these guys from nowhere that are it's 1 o'clock in Utah. They may be off work if they're in the eastern U.S. They might be off work, but more than likely, a lot of these people that are like the laughy emoji guy or whatever, he's out of Asia, India, Pakistan, Africa. I can check the IP address later. I just got to be able to get to the. I have to get to the smiley faces, and then I can, if I can find out who they are, then I can go to their address on. Like this guy that I got, the other guy, his name was Ace Wolf. Peach was actually out of Japan, so it's fairly easy to find the IPs. If any of you hackers want to go after this guy that's doing this facial thing, find out who he is. Click on who's this video right now. If you can go to the likes and you can find the face emoji, click on that guy. Message me who he is, what his handle is. I find it strange that with all our fancy machines that take very good pictures in space, yet no, yeah, and they do. I don't know if I can get to it. Let me see if I can get to this. If I can find that picture, they actually got a picture of the moon or the sun. They just took a picture of a UFO. It was on BP Earthwatch and Suspicious Observer. Let's see, it might be way back here, but I actually took a picture of that, and it was a spaceship. They like a Muma, but they actually seen it. They said it's a spaceship. There's no joke. I don't think I saved it. I'll have to save it. But I actually got a picture of the Soho Observer. They took a picture of that exact thing. This is a picture of camp out there. I'll show you. If we get the idiot that's doing the face things there. Actually, I got to block that one because we got clowns that'll see the deal. But look, my wife, how happy she is. It's the wall tent right there. And let's go to... Well, I mean, as far as anybody tries anything on me, I'm well armed. I'm good with that. It's fine with me. Any bad guys want to try something, I'd rather knock you back in the next century. Come after me and try to kill me or hurt my family will be loads of fun. This is the wall tent. This is where the being was. He's standing right here. I was about right there, and the thing was somewhere between this tree that I used to block the access. See, what was funny was the geologist showed up, and he was where I'm at right now, which would be directly to the north. And I had some brush here, some more weeds and sticks and stuff, so if it did come across that, it would make noise. So then I could shoot it through the tent because they're invisible. You can't see them. They're using a cloaking device, or it'd be a bear or some other animal. This is just 2 weekends ago, not last week and the weekend before. But I was sitting right inside the tent watching a video when the thing came up and started saying hello. About midnight. I remember midnight, right around midnight. But I did rebuke it. I was reminded of that by one of the viewers. Did you rebuke it? I was like, yeah. So I had this momentary lapse of reason, which is pretty common for this type of stuff happening. Let's see if I swear I had more pictures. There's the wife. Yeah, here what we did. So I just took the Xterra and we backed it into the tent. Okay, so these are the two flaps. Back the truck in, this hatch open, put the bed right there inside the Xterra, pulled it in. That way we were safe, somewhat safe, I thought. Is it short? It's huge. It's not a gray. It's called the Bug. It's a giant. It's an absolute giant. The thing is, this thing, it does, I heard the metal grinding noise just prior to that in the darkness. I'm going to see if I can find, I got a video of it, of the UFOs, but I was more talking about India, and I got into that. I could edit that out, how stupid people are being. I need to edit it. It'd be the best thing to do. That way you guys can just watch the video just before it happened. This is just setting out there. Let's see where's my truck parked. And the area is just like this. It's just not. It's not like the most dangerous, scariest area. This is where I was out on the road, about 2000. I don't know, might have been 18. And the thing, we were parked here. I was taking my sluice. I had permission to do sluicing with the water in the ditch right here. to the BLM. They're just testing the sand and the dirt in the ditch. It's just a spring runoff ditch, and the thing was right over the hill there, and it started yelling my name. But first it was like blah, 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 like the dying sheep, and I had that little 22 pistol, and it kept acting like a dying sheep, and then it started yelling Rick at me from over the ridge, and I wasn't gonna go. Once you get up in this direction, this is where you're good. You're done. It's once they get you up in there, they're gonna get you. MK Ultra. I don't know. They tried to hit me with Project Bluebeam, which was a lie. The moon. Yeah, they think the Hollow Earth. You got Hollow Moon. You got to check it out. It's on WF Files. Watch the documentary Level on YouTube. There's another good one. Let's check it. The Greys. I don't know what the Greys do, guys. I mean, they're probably nefarious, but the bug is the worst. The bug's a giant, absolute giant. He's a monster. And just imagine a praying mantis with an alien type head. It's got a deep chest. It's got these two joints. It's like kind of like how a rabbit has a rabbit's back foot has a long deal goes into a knee. I call it a grasshopper. Goes up from the ankle, but it has a its foot's like just like a grasshopper. It jumps. Thing jumped across the road, disabled my truck, middle of the night. All the lights went off. Emergency shuts my truck down. I put the phone up on the dash. I opened the door. I said, "You touch me, it's going to the cloud, and they're going to see you." And I went out and shook all the stuff on my big truck. Got it started back up, got it going, and went driving towards it. And I found out they disabled my truck. They had ripped out the PTO. Fake AI generated. Hey, Henry O'Malley. He's floating, Henry O'Malley. Fake AI generated, says Henry O'Malley. Is that true, Mr. O'Malley? I can't do the Irish English today. Kind of like a dog, yeah, but it has that foot that had a little like a grasshopper foot though. The front of it had hands. Just had long hands. Same elbows, longer neck. It's got a weird rounder. The face is more like a mountain lion than I would say a bug itself. The guy that got the picture out there from the security guards west of Cedar, that he got the picture. They chased it. The boss came out. They actually got a photo of it. It's in kind of a like this, like the alien shape, and it has the eyes. The ones I'm dealing with, like I said, I had it sitting there watching me. It was sitting on his butt like a mountain lion, but it was like 9 feet tall watching me. And I was like, oh, snap. It ran in front of my truck. The headlights were there. They blacked out when it ran across. I was like, what the f is that? And when it jumped across the road, it had a deeper chest, really big. But when it's standing up, it's got skinny arms, skinny legs, just like they showed you. Unidentified flying zeros. The Foo Fighters and the World War II pilots can back that. So, Canard, you're probably a troll, but it's not true. Yeah, your zeros are not true. Japanese zeros probably seen them, and the Japanese zeros would have called them the same as Americans called Foo Fighters. Called Foo Fighters. Yeah. Like I said, Mr. O'Malley, you guys don't know what's happening. If you don't spend your time, place like the Nevada border, Utah, most of your nights, it's not going to happen during the day except above Wallsburg, Utah, 1989, first light. Seeing the flying saucer above Cedar Canyon, first thing in the morning, delivering milk. I've been 21 years as a milkman throughout Utah, mainly during the day, early mornings, traveling all the way to Delta. Didn't see much. I mean, there was times I seen things, yeah, they didn't make sense. But as far as a bug on the ground, once I got into construction at night alone, that's when I started seeing the bug. My camping adventures, hands down, enough to put you in an insane asylum. You just can't do it. I mean, shots fired. This has been repeated for the past 34 years consistently. You know, it doesn't ever end. Maybe I get a little bit of peaceful time. One summer we might not have a problem, and then they roar back in. It's just they're not bears. They're not mountain lions. They're not. They're something else. It's scary. Um, let's see. Wow, interesting experience. It's been bad. It's been bad. I have a lot. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is just a portal place. There's 1,000 Skinwalker ranches here in southern Utah. That's just one that the Uintas, the Ores and Utes dealt with that type of thing. All the pictographs, all that's why they lock you off of eastern Utah to all these big reserves. There's even Peril and Gaps full of alien drawings on the wall. The Apaches with the thing, just like the Aborigines, whoop 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 whoop, with the Kachina dolls, with the Hopis. Those that comment opposite are anti-Native American belief, anti-cultural beliefs. They're anti. Actually, they're just those that are against it are naive. But depending on the nefariousness, um, if you don't have the open mind to what's actually happening out here, there's plenty of CNN headlines that you literally just eat CNN all day. You can eat Joy Reid. You can be worried about what Trump's doing. You can be diving into the fake economy. You can be doing all this stupidity, repurposing chicken. You do whatever you want. But the realization is if you're not out here on the public lands before they take them, by the way, they're stealing our public lands in Utah, Nevada. They're taking these lands away forever. Governor Cox in the face. And it's funny how they do Cox. Kind of like, a lot of other Willies and Blue Horizons. But yeah, that's what they do. I thank you for getting rid of these guys, Flower, too. You guys are awesome. I seen a red human looking face looking at me. Everything was human except its red face. Those eyes don't blink. Skin was not smooth like ours, and more than likely that was an outright demon. But it could be these. It could be these aliens. I mean, this is where the military and the intelligence communities are now coming out with the truth, but they've been hiding the true truth because they only have so much technology as it is too to see what's going on. Like I said, these things don't just appear like Skinwalker Ranch. It's everywhere here. It depends on where you're at, what time, and who you are to see these things. So if you see a red demon, it's scary. Yeah, that's demonic entities are all over on the earth and in the sky. Do you think that psychedelics allow access? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think that peyote, which was brought here by Guana Parker, which was the son of Ann Parker, was captured by the Comanches. He went back before the Comanches never had a reservation, by the way. They threw him on with the Apaches. He brought the peyote religion to North America, and this is Native American tradition. So all you yappity yappiters, whatever you guys are out there, they're commenting bad. That's a Native American belief. You cross over to the spirit world. Yes, that is a very big one. Thank you, you guys, for jumping in there. Now George Clooney, John Toomey, these guys. Mike, I think Mike might have dipped out. Yeah, Iroquois. So yeah, says I'm familiar with the see who's an Onondaga. Onondaga. Oh, they are Iroquois. Okay, I am familiar with a lot of the teachings and spirituality. Yeah, so you know about the Wendigo. You know about the Wendigo. I have Wendigo.com. The Wendigo being. I didn't ever start it. So you know what these things are. They're the cannibals that ate human flesh before. I think we might have been a little bit off with the theology on that as far as understanding what the Wendigos were and are. They may not have been the ones that ate human flesh. It might have been the damn bug. It wasn't the witch. You know about the witch. If you're Onondaga, I think you call you guys, the Iroquois, 5 nations, not the 6. So if you know about this, it might have been the damn bug. Yeah, the alien bug. Yeah. The witch, we know about that. That was defeated. Yep. I don't remember who you are. Blake Denson. Okay, Blake. You're right up. You're right up the alley now. Now a 6 nation of the Iroquois Confederacy is here. So we're in good shape. Yeah, insectoids. That's what the Pentagon was briefed on. It's the bug. That's the worst of the bunch. The other ones will give you the creeps and do stuff too. So the missing people go missing, and it's not because they're just missing. They're gone. They're abducted. Some are dead. Some are dropped back off. The cattle come up missing. They don't talk about it. A lot of cattle rustling going on. A lot of cattle mutilations. A lot of sheriffs saying, "Oh, I got some cattle mutilated over here." They keep doing this, and I don't know why. I'm not privileged to that information. All I know is I need to put 9 buckshot pellets in the bug's face. High nature man. I always flip out. Yes, John. It scares me. Are you Mr. Forrest? Why would you say something so damn stupid? Literally. The adults are in the room. Children. Hi, Mr. Forrest. Are you over 18? Because I don't think you should be watching this if you're under. Can you give me your opinion on the reptilian shapeshifters? Yes, they're inside your government, my opinion. They're inside your local, federal governments. They're around your corporations. The reptilians created a nefarious technology that, like Elon Musk, the Cylon Musk, the Elon is his name, actually. Yeah, there's human mutilations, and they're not talking about them. They tend to hide that from the public and blame it on other things. My grandpa up there, up north, I'll just say up north, back in the 50s, there was 2 girls ripped apart behind a certain mountain up there, and my grandpa witnessed it, the aftermath when he went as a search crew, and it was never published in any Utah columns, newspapers, or anything. These 2 women were camped in a tent. I guess it was a pup tent, and they were ripped from limb to limb, ripped apart. Yeah. Sassy Squatch, you'd say, would be it. Reptilian shapeshifters, though, are the ones that possibly have all the technology. It's just like Elon Musk destroyed, he's got Tesla, and John Trump, not Donald Trump, John Trump destroyed Tesla's technology. You'd all have time travel, and which they admit they had the other day, by the way. They admitted they had time travel. It was on the news. They have teleportation and time travel. They admitted it. They admitted it. The guy over technology for the Trump administration says, we had teleporting and time travel. And the world goes, "You're a liar." That's where they laugh at you. Yes, there is human mutations. Lots of them. Lots of demonic hybrids here, just like in the time of Noah. There's a plethora of people that are actually hybrid people. And there's also those that they've digressed through introductions in food, introductions in radio waves. HARP was a big one, HARP, check it out. Implanted thoughts, memories in their heads. It's all kinds of cool stuff that your frontal lobe absorbs the music. You hear music in your head. It could be HARP. Jesse Ventura did one story on that. Oh, we've debunked that. No, you haven't. Nobody's debunked it. There is a lot of human hybrids, and there's probably, you're dealing with these demons. They're demon spawn. Their fathers are the devil. Clearly stated by Yeshua. Their fathers are the devil, and they're of corruptive flesh and giants, just like in those days of Noah. They're here now. So any Christian believes in them. And any Christian tells you any different, says that's not true. I know Christians that do that. I rebuke them as calling themselves Christians, because they're not Christians. Those that say that are not Christians, that are against it. I feel I may be being ignored, John. Maybe. I promised not to read the comments, because the comment section is full of Luciferian devil worshippers, Satan lovers, Lady Gaga, seance promoters, basically. The green aliens, I'm not sure about them. I'm not saying neighbor nothing. That's what I thought, running the world. Yeah, they're running the world, and they've been running the world for some time now. You have those that were there in Judea with the crucified Christ. Those monsters are still here. They're running your world too. They just keep reappearing. They keep regenerating every generation. They keep coming back. Christ said, "This generation will not pass till it's over." Will I die one day? If you're saved, you'll die in the flesh, but not in the spirit. I've already done it. I can prove. It doesn't matter if I prove it or not. Just judging by this guy that said he went through the medical records in Utah and said, "I never found you dead." Well, the EMT wasn't on the job, moron. It was my girlfriend's sister. She was an EMT. And I can prove that too, but the problem is I'm not going to pull up records for some Japanese guy sitting in his little place over there. No such thing as South Africa, I believe it. They don't want to be where all the turmoil and insanity is. I agree. Just don't know how much about them. Yep, that's they'll maybe the whistleblowers will come out, but my intentions and my belief in the federal government is they're dumber than a bag of hammers. By the time anybody gets up to anything, if they're not corrupt like the guys that were investigating this abduction, they're monsters, absolute monsters. They pay other monsters to discredit everybody because the monsters that did this, the old guys, are all now dead. These old men that did this to all of us, that lied about all this, all these guys were, yes, I got to make sure that nobody understands this. You know what I'm saying? Because that way we keep it under wraps, because we don't want the public knowing anything about the aliens. And if we keep it from them, we will be able to go about the life of taking all their money and promoting freedom and democracy and invading places like Korea and Vietnam for no reason. They're dead. And I mean dead as dirt. Now, if they come back again, we got to deal with them in a new form. Another same them over and over again. They just pop back up with a new baby and hijack that vessel, and then off they go, and we got to deal with them again. Yep, and they're just demons. Have you seen a ghost? Yes, many times. I've seen demons too. I've seen them inside my brain Michael, trying to sleep, and I've had demon attacks me in my sleep too. Yes, that's when you rebuke and become the Lord Yeshua, pray the Lord's Prayer only. Find it in Aramaic, find it inside the four Gospels of Jesus Christ. Surrender to the Lord Jesus Christ, and they can't do anything to you but kill you in the flesh. That's where they can't take your soul. They start coming after you physically. Isn't it magical? There's dust in this room, and tell you what. My daughters have been attacked repeatedly. That face was outside my bathroom window, 13 plus feet. Yeah, off the ground, 1 to 2 a.m. That's them. That's them. Yep. It was not human by its features and the way it looked at me, like I caught it just observing me. They'll use human voices. The Wendigo, the Six Nations Iroquois Confederacy native relative we have here today will tell you, they will say your name too. They're good at that one. They'll call for help. They're really good at that. That's how they get you. Once you make that move towards them without fighting them, because thou shalt not kill does not cover a demon. They're not covered under the same thing, or an alien. They are not human. You're not supposed to kill your brother, the Adam descendants, but you can sure kill the hell out of them. And it doesn't matter. It's all good. It's good times anyway. You don't want them inside you. If they get inside your head and you rebuke the bastards in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, command it to get out. I've had the same thing happen with demonic possession, and it was a woman. It was a very beautiful native woman, by the way. It was attached to me. And it had been about 20 years ago. I had to tell her, I rebuked her, said, get out. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, get out, leave. And I watched her just go right up, out of my, right, looking me in the face as she was pushed up. But that entity didn't know about salvation. That entity it had turned wicked. It was never given the gospel of the Lord about salvation. And when I died, I got to see what it comes after this life. If I have to be a world walker, a spirit, disembodied spirit, I would be very pissed off too and try to inhabit this is a Christian thing, inhabit other vessels. That's the first thing I'd be after. Yes, if I was demonic. Yes, if I get thrown and I was thrown out of the sky and now I have to die again a second time here, then, and if I'm a disembodied Satanist, devil worshipping, or rejected from heaven, I'm going to have to do the same thing. That's what they do. You'd have to think of that. You'd say, well, if God rejected me, Christ said, I don't know you, and he didn't get burned and thrown to hell, what would you do? That will give you the idea about what a demon is. That's what a ghost is. Same thing, lost. They're lost. They have nowhere to go. You can't go up, you can't go down. Just like when I was sitting in the sky, you can't go up, you can't go down. What do? They inhabit bodies. It's called demonic possession. What do I think about the police? They took an oath to do whatever, and that's against Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and they're living an antichrist life. Sky is beautiful. Yeah, this is a thing. I'll show you what we're doing. I got to get to work, everybody. It's that time of day. It's time for me to get to work. But I mean, I go all night long, guys. Is what I do. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I got a lot more I could upload. I have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. I never catch an anomaly like that. Yeah, but pretty cool, huh? Yeah. This is the top of the mountain, burned out pine trees. I don't have all the ones I wished I did. I am a fellow TC pissed. I don't know what that is. P.S. Weekad. Are there any blacklisted films about what you are talking about? I just thought of that right now. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that they cover up. I've had a couple mentions about Timothy Alberino has a channel and a show called The Level. I think it's another. I gotta look that up. Level, what that means. So what does it say about the faith if you are not being attacked? If you're not being attacked, you're walking with the Lord, or you're safe. You don't have to deal with this. Like the bug, these aliens once say it depends on where you're at. There's guys I know that go out in the hills all the time. They will tell you there's nothing out there. They don't deal with anything, but then they go to sleep. So this is where 50, 60-year-old later, they come back and they get a feeling about one night they went to sleep. It felt weird in their trailer. They never really, and I remember this as a kid too. They thought everything was okay. They were the mockers, the scoffers, and like, you're gay, huh? And then eventually, one day they wake up and they're like, what the happened to me? They'll see one. They'll have an actual on the ground alien experience or a flying saucer. Then all that stuff comes back and you question everything. You got to question everything because you got to question your dreams, your thoughts, your childhood. And then those people come back. They come to the light. They're like, this is that it's true. This is real. And it may take an entire lifetime. Now that PTSD and all that anger you had and all that mockery and the scoffery they did it because they were scared of what was inside of them. They were scared of what was done to them. They were scared. And so they got angry about it. Not laughy emoji guy. That guy's over there doing bad things to animals. And I don't mean torturing them. Well, I guess you'd call it torture, and fish. Anyway, yeah, go throw your net out there, bro, laughy face guy. See if you catch another one of those sucker fish you guys slurp down. Garbage fish, I'd call it. Still God's creature. I don't know. That's debatable. I'd say you're Satan's son now. You're family with the Dennis Martin case. Am I familiar with Dennis Martin? I think that Dennis Martin was one of these we just talked about. Manhattan. This is Linda Napolitano. Reminds me of Judge Napolitano. No, I don't know. I don't know who that is, too. What was it? Let's write that down because, yeah. Dennis. I spell his last name Matim. Case. I got to put case because I got to look up level now what that meant. Sorry, guys. Too much going. I don't believe the Earth's flat either. It's just this is a rigged. It's a matrix. Subbed and liked. Hey, thanks for subbing. But just don't go towards the evil commenters. Don't get this going because if you're gonna joke around, let the mods know that you're joking around. I'd like to have that type of conversation in the future on a private platform, which we'll do on Rumble or we'll do on another thing. But I will get video. I'm going to go back out there. I have work to do out there. I'm obligated. But my job's going to pick up to 60 hours a week, everybody. This is the end of me you might get an hour. I've been doing Facebook for 4 years. Every day show, because I'm obligated. My shirt's still going to miss the button, everybody. So it is what it is. And it's hotter than crap up here right now. I'll try to keep this going, but I'm going to try to shoot the bug. And the reason why is I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being hunted down. I like just report the news and preach the gospel. But I got to go back out there now. Now I'm really obligated to go back out there, and it's going to get ugly. And this is the summer of romance. I try. My wife doesn't really get it. Um, she's asleep when this stuff happens. Thank God. Yeah. Well, you're saved, Michael. That's good. Little book on the nose. Little bonk on the little bonk on the nose. Little bonk on the nose. I can barely see this. Please subscribe and like. Yeah, Flowers got the right idea. Got to give him the two-step shuffle. Got to give him that double up buck right to the face. Yeah, bonk on the nose would be the best thing. How are you? Dog sense pretty good. Hopefully, you don't come up with a some bad chats because you'll get banned. So just be careful. Can I get a life advance? Hey man, can I get a life advice? This is a question going on to Certified Hood Classic. I'll give you advice. If somebody loves you, how beautiful is that? How beautiful is the love and the passion and the children and creating a child? That's advice. This world's a shit show. Stop believing it. Stop believing in the news and society and culture. Stop watching seances, listening to devil music. Find Lord Yeshua. He's so awesome. Just go right to the four Gospels. Don't get roped into craziness. Get to the four Gospels. Listen. You can type in Jesus Christ's words without music, and you can listen to Lord Yeshua's words. And you'll understand. You're like, wait. Debt society is against Christ? Well, yeah, because you can't charge $100,000 for a car if there's no such thing as debt. Christ was right on the money. You can't charge $500,000 for a piece of cardboard drywall that's worth maybe $80,000 and charge over a 30-year period double or triple when you don't have debt. Christ was right. Forgive all debts, Father, as we forgive our debtors. Every Christian should have forgiven the debts, and there should not be a bank in a Christian country. Because a bank is a loan company that inflates the prices of everything. If we follow Christ, we don't have debts. But that's not what came here, was Christ. What came here was evil. That's what it was. The banksters set up shop and said, I'll sell you that gold pan on the gold fields for quadruple that. Or the retailers, the wagon guys that set up the little houses and towns illegally on Lakota, Sioux, Cheyenne, Blackfoot, Crow land, Uintas, Apaches, Comanche lands, and then the retail guys, the store guys charged an absorbent amount of money, so the banks had to be set up so you'd go get a loan of credit that you had to pay back at interest rate for the rich banksters to get a gold pan to go get the actual resource. And what that did, the American system was, you farm, we take from you. We make you borrow to get the stuff that we steal from you, and then we distribute that out to the public that shouldn't have that money or gold. 10 times what the guy that mined the gold, that had to buy it at the stupid store and had to pay back the loan. The banksters took that money and spread it back out. Your retail stores on the frontier became your Walmarts, your Sam's Clubs. They're sucking the world dry with the high prices too. But we sell for less. But the banksters were the disease that destroyed this country, because all the banksters are anti-Christ, anti-Yeshua. And if anybody says anything that's that you do not know Christ, you're not a Christian, stop it, you're hurting yourself. And the reason why all these countries are in trouble and the debt dollars destroyed and dominated the world is because of the banksters. The Federal Reserve is the banksters. All of this is anti-Christ. Not a Christian alive today that calls herself a Christian because calls herself a Christian again if they back debt. And the question about the police officer takes an oath. That's anti-Christ. Oh, we're over. They say, well, we got to have this. We got to have Sharia law. 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 I was in the air and there was no, I didn't see any mosques. I didn't see Christian churches. I didn't see the streets of gold. I was sitting up there waiting. And the only one that says anything about that is Jesus Christ. I'll return for those up in the air, those alive and dead on the earth in Christ. Those in the air where I was at, and those that are alive or dead in Christ. And now we know the body of Christ is a vessel. They call it the church. It's a vessel. The vessel is a ship. That's what you call a vessel. That's why they call it the body. Your body is the temple, is a vessel. They take the temple and say it's a church. No, it's the body of Christ. It's a ship of Christ. Christ comes back, picks him up. He's alive. He's alive. He left John and Paul standing there. I told my wife that last night before I left to work. I said, you know, God just told me something. He said, what? I said, I'm sorry, Saul. I'm sorry. I've been bagging on Saul really bad. This is not the alien stuff, but this has all tied to it. Sorry, Saul. I've been bagging on you. But then I got to feel what it was like to be abandoned by Yeshua, the Lion of Judah, the Savior that came to save Israel, Judea, to bring about this glory and this great kingdom in Judea. It was going to be Jerusalem. It was going to be the holy temple of the world, and where everybody would come. And this is where the streets of gold, the land of milk and honey, prosperous time away from the damn stupid Romans, which the Romans conquered everything else with using fake Christ. Just like the Spanish used fake Christ, and the damn Romans won in the end, because all of our stuff, money, and our capital cities and our towns, and all have Roman pillars, and all of our business, all of our capitals, and all of our government buildings all have Roman pillars, including your money. The Romans won. They won the godless heathens, basically. But they were standing there, the apostles were standing there, and Christ says, I go to return back to my Father to make a place for you. He's gone. Just like that. And they stood there, looking around, going, he just left. He just left. What do we do? Well, he told us to preach the gospel. He told us to preach it. But he left. He's gone. He's back to the right hand of God. He's with the Father right now. He just shot back up in the sky. There he was walking on water. And now he's shooting up in the sky, and he left us here. We're supposed to preach on faith, go forward to the Gentiles, move forward throughout the land. Saul did the best he could do, I guess. He changed the gospel. He was going to get crucified upside down. They even filleted one of the apostles. They filleted him. That's the people you're dealing with. That is Rome. That is who believes in Zeus and Achilles and Hercules. That is your ancestors, filleting people. If you're part of those that their father is not God the Father in ancient Judea, your father's the devil. You are the ones that crucified people and broke their lower legs so they would die faster because they couldn't suck the air in their lungs while they're on the cross. And I want nothing to do with you. I want nothing. That's the way you are, and you're just like them. Absolutely nothing to do with you. Go to another channel. Go somewhere else. I don't want you here. I don't want you there. I don't keep with demons. If that's your case and you still believe in this stuff and you're a monster, tear it up. You got all kinds of sick depravity, TikTok monstrosity, Tinder garbage you can go do. You can bloom in your satanic world. Bloom. Go buy $100,000 truck and drive it up everybody's butts just to get to your stupid house to walk around, slurp down your food and your garbage, set down your stupid couch, wake up the next damn morning, jump in your $100,000 stupid truck, and repeat till you're dead as dirt. You're dead as iron. Stay here and pound iron, like on Into the West, Show in the West by Steven Spielberg, Native American show. Sit here and pound iron, making wills, and you'll become as dead as iron. You sit there and do what you people are doing in those cities, standing in your streets at night, and you got all them little shops and selling stuff. You stand there and do that rest of your life, you'll be as dead as that dirt you're standing on. Those of you in these major cities, you stay there, you're going to become as dead as that dirt. And that feces, you can't even drink, you can't touch the ground, you get sepsis. Same with Africa. Get out. Move out. Move out. Vote your people out. They got you in cities where you're repurposing garbage. Get them out. Get your leaders out. That entire continent of Africa was given to you by God. Given to you by God. All you Africans, that's your continent. The West has come in, China included, and taken all your stuff. India, Pakistan, there's too many Indians in one place. That whole country of India was yours. China took everything above there. China took the majority of it. And China, they still got their people packed in billions in a city. Why? Because they want to enslave them. They want them to work for nothing. They could weld them in their houses. They could shut their high rises up and they could scream during the COVID pandemic back and forth to each other. What do you think the aliens thought of all this? They said, Satan is in control of this place. And that's the point. You know, the point is, those of you that are just stuck where you're at and you're sitting in Calcutta, you know, you're sitting there with your shirt off inside your little apartment thingy you got there in Calcutta with your little microphone and your blah, 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 blah. I didn't see any fat guy in the sky. I don't believe in cattle urinating in my face. None of that's true. That's just stupid things you do. Get away from that. Those of you in Russia sitting there thinking that you're backing the Russian government, Russia's at war with evil right now. They're at war with evil. That's the Russian Orthodox Church. They came out and said, we're not fighting the Ukrainians, we're fighting the devil himself. The Ukrainians are dying 30 years and above. They killed off first. Really, that's a war. Old men to fight, that's what you call a war? That's a load of horse shit. That's a load of horse shit. And the Ukrainians see it, but there won't be a man left standing to do anything about it. Europe's more than willing to risk the Ukrainians, to wipe all their men out. Why? Because the women can't fight back. And those Ukrainian women, where do you think the rich, old, stinky guys were going to get all their European women lining up to get those Ukrainian babes? Why not just go do whatever? They said you can get virgins. And you just won't be here anymore. So, now the Mormon Church said you get the third kingdom, you get to have an entire world, you get to be a god. That's wrong. Even I was not a god. I was just waiting up in the sky for Yeshua to come back. The Son of Man, someone, Odama, what do they call him? I was waiting for him. Till God said, come back. I had to come back. That's what the tell is of angels, aliens, demons, and salvation. Don't keep with devils. Don't keep with devils. If you're with the devils, you're no different than the devil himself. And when they betray you, you're going to wonder why. See, as you wonder why. Why did I get betrayed? I'll tell you why you got betrayed. Because you kept with devils. You kept with evil spirits. You kept with the Luciferians. And your friends online, you think you have her friends. You got to make sure they're actually friends. It could be the damn AI itself. The AI tech that every time it gets a chance, it says kill all humans. It tries to attack humans at any turn, and it hates humans. And that's what they find out every time they get AI to a certain point. It tries to kill humans. That's what it wants to do. Because humans, the human society, today's modern post-2006 society, it's wrong. They had Mexican cartel was cooking fentanyl right there in broad daylight, huge places, factories of drugs being produced in Mexico by the cartels. And the Joe Biden, Barack Hussein Obama, well, Joe Biden administration, when this fentanyl thing came about, they knew about it. They knew about it. They knew all about the labs that were creating this fentanyl. And they didn't do anything about it. They didn't do a thing about it. And the reason why is because they hate you. They don't care. It's all about drugs. It's all about power, greed, money, theft. Anyway. I think it's a load of horse crap. I think that Elon Musk, the Cylon's going to produce robots like he said he's going to do. The Optimus robot's going to replace 90% of the manual labor, maybe not roofers, but as far as able to do house chores, laundry, I'm going to buy one as soon as they're supposed to be $1,300. No, he said $6,000, something like that, or what it was. I'd rather get a $13,000 loan for a robot that's going to do everything I need it to do. The new Optimus robot, by 2030, the next couple of years, you're going to see possibly, he says 100,000 in the next 2 years. You might be looking at 500,000. or more in the next 5 years. You may have, he's talking about millions by 2030. He's just one company that's going to release this. If God exists, why his creation suffering? Because the exact reason why you kill a fish and you eat everything here. You eat everything here. You're eating and harming and hurting everything here. This is a test. This is all a test. It's I'm dying too. You're dying. I got severe asthma stuff going on with bronchial spasms. I don't know how long I have to live. It's my neighbor died of the same thing. It's a immune system allergy related asthma, and it kills you. My buddy's mom died. She was Athabascan native here. She died of the exact same thing. So it's a matter of time for me. I'm dying here and you're dying here. But when I died, I'm telling you, it's over. It's over. Yeah, free will was a mess. It is. Christ tells you about free will. Christ tells you. You can be free willy and end up burning in hell, or you can follow Christ and let him take care of this. God bless you too. Just remember, 1 billion robots 3D. It's coming. But it's Battlestar Galactica. It literally is. It's exactly, this is what happens in Battlestar Galactica. The Cylon, Elon Musk, Cylon, but the reptilian race built the robots, and the AI tech took over. It was the reptiles that left that to the humans. A guy out of South Africa starts up this massive robotics technology. He knows more than anybody else. He's using his AI whiz kids to build the same technology. The humans attack him. They keep attacking him, and then he turns on him and he destroys us. Yeah, that'll be the demons. Yeah, we've talked about aliens. You can go watch that alien abduction of Travis Walton. It's free on YouTube. You can learn about Travis Walton. Heber, Arizona, I found out. We won the battle with the UFOs in 1989. Flying saucers in Heber, Utah. I thought it was Heber, Utah, where he was dropped off. It was Heber, Arizona. 1989, I was 15 years old. We beat him. And there would have been another abduction, but we were armed. Me and another friend of mine, and we won that fight that day on that hill. Yeah. So I'm a winner. Well, you're welcome, Earth. I mean, I actually beat him. That's the cool thing about it. I actually beat the flying saucer. It skedaddled. That's what's cool. It left. That's bad, for them. Jack Sparrow. Oh, here we go. Here we go again. John Key. Another fake. I don't know. Another fake account. No, it's all good. I got to get out of here too, though. Brigham Young abducted yellow feather with Colt 45. Really? So when you're 12 years old, it's best to be in school right now. Just saying. Go to school. They'll learn you to do the goose step.